Today's Parsha Emor occurs the day after Lag BaOmer, a festive day on the Jewish calendar, marking the anniversary of the passing of the great sage and mystic Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai, author of the Zohar. It also commemorates another event. In the weeks between Passover and Shavuot, a plague raged amongst the disciples of the great sage Rabbi Akiva. On Lag BaOmer, the dying ceased. While these are both important Jewish anniversaries, the real message of Emor is about respect. And today we can see the upside to respect. Matthew says, "Always treat others as you would like them to treat you." That sums up the teaching of the Torah and the prophets. That's from Matthew 7:12. I'm reading from the Complete Jewish Bible.
ויאמר אדוני אל משה אמור אל הכהנים בני אהרון ואמרת אליהם לנפש לא יטמע בימיו.
Emor means to speak or say, and in the Torah portion says in verse 1, ADONAI said to Moshe, "Speak to the Cohanim, the sons of Aharon, tell them, no Cohen is to make himself unclean for any of his people who dies. It would be disrespectful for the Cohanim to be unclean when interceding for the people before ADONAI." Yeshua, Jesus, presented himself clean to the Romans when he was sacrificed and is our eternal intercessor. Emor today is about respect for one another, which is obedient to ADONAI, who commands we love one another. Yesterday we also respected ADONAI by counting the Omer, which is the command to give first fruits each year to ADONAI. While the count is winding down, as they say during election time in Transylvania, every count votes. I would like to share some things about respect. It occurs as we approach the high holidays. It is about respect, in Hebrew kavod, and the more respect we show one another, the more we can hope for a positive judgment from ADONAI. As the spiritual year closes, we have little time to ensure that we have been loving and respectful to one another. So I would like to present a story from Shemaim.org that I hope will help motivate how we treat one another and anticipate the high holidays and the return of Messiah. In The Rabbi's Gift, Scott Peck tells a story about a monastery that had fallen on hard times. The building was crumbling and the order was shrinking. Only 5 monks remained. A rabbi from a nearby town used to spend time meditating in a hut in the forest that was next to the monastery. One day one of the monks paid the rabbi a visit. He hoped the rabbi would have advice for him about how to save the monastery. The rabbi listened compassionately. He could commiserate, because few people came to his synagogue anymore. The monk and the rabbi shared stories and studied together, and when the visit came to an end, they embraced each other and wept. The monk asked the rabbi for some piece of wisdom that might help. The rabbi only responded, "The only thing I can tell you is that the Messiah is one of you." When the monk returned to the monastery, he told the others that the rabbi said the strangest thing, that the Messiah is one of them. The monks were perplexed. Looking at each other, the monks wondered who among them was the Messiah. They thought, and then they began to treat each other with more respect, because it was possible that one of them was the Messiah. When people occasionally visited the monastery to picnic or wander on its paths, they sensed this new energy. This extraordinary respect seemed to permeate the monastery. They sensed it was a holy place. They kept returning, and they began to bring friends. Many people now visited, and they began to talk with the monks. The community grew, and everyone in it now held a deep appreciation for one another, all because they believed that one of them might be the Messiah. As Rosh Hashanah approaches, we consider the possibility that some hidden person among us might be the Messiah, and we too might begin to act with more kindness because this person in Jewish tradition is the one who will usher in a world of peace, a world without poverty and war, a utopian society rooted in justice and compassion. We might develop personal and communal expectations that we should reach out to someone in need, and that we should bring a meal to a newcomer who is ill, give an elder a ride to synagogue, and sit with a widower when he is in mourning. We would be quick to welcome the stranger and slow to criticize our neighbor. We would foster real connections with each other, cultivate deeper friendships, and become more open, more vulnerable, and more trusting. We would prioritize a sense of mutuality and cooperation. From this place of respect and love for others, we could immerse ourselves in social justice work. Our organizing and activism would be based on the belief that every human being should be treated with dignity, experience real freedom, and live in a society that is just and compassionate. We would know that all people should be able to drink clean water and breathe clean air and enjoy decent health care, shelter, and food to eat. Let us greet our neighbors, family members, friends, the new person sitting alone, and the stranger among us as if they are the Messiah, because maybe, just maybe they are. I would add to the message in this story that it is important to take care of your animals. Scriptures instruct us to feed our animals first. Do you do that? How many people here have pets? How many of you provide food or other help for stray animals? Maybe we should be respectful of all life. For many years, I participated in efforts by the Salvation Army responding to disasters, feeding homeless, and managing emergency shelters. There were also organizations to rescue wild animals and pets from fires where I responded with other first responders. Now is a good time for all of us to remember those times when we were considerate of others and ask, are we still doing what we can to respect each other? The command to love one another includes being respectful. The message of Emor is love through respect. To commemorate Lag BaOmer shows respect for those who have gone before us. But it is also important to respect all who are still with us, friend or not. Human or animal deserves the least of love, which is respect. Do we sometimes find it to be hard to show respect, or do we just forget? While Emor talks about temple respect and requirements, the temple is gone, but the need for respect continues. While the Messiah may not be among us, ADONAI is with us always and knows what we do. Here is an example from an unknown source. In the British Weekly, a letter was published about the preaching ministry of pastors. Dear Sir, it seems that ministers feel their sermons are very important and spend a great deal of time preparing them. I've been attending church quite regularly for 30 years, and I've probably heard 3,000 of them. To my consternation, I discovered I cannot remember a single sermon. I wonder if a minister's time might be more profitably spent on something else. For weeks, a storm of editorial responses ensued. ending with the following letter. Dear Sir, I have been married for 30 years. During that time, I have eaten 32,850 meals, mostly my wife's cooking. Suddenly, I have discovered I cannot remember the menu of a single meal, and yet I have the distinct impression that without those meals, I would have starved to death a long time ago. So think about those words, everyone, and have a good week and a respectful Shabbat Shalom.